Okay, let's get started with the sentinAir use. First of all, sentinAir could be accessed by Wi-Fi link or by internet. In case you access through the Wi-Fi link, you must to search for the Wi-Fi net called sentinAir S3. Once you have found this network, you must insert the password, which is sentinAir1, as it is written in this here. So the Wi-Fi password of sentinAir is sentinAir1, while the Wi-Fi name is sentinAir S3. So let's proceed to insert the password. There is a little error. Okay. And the PC will connect with in the sentinAir network. At this point, we can connect with sentinAir through a web page by typing address 192.168.4.1. This is the address in case you connect with sentinAir through the Wi-Fi link, not through the internet, not through the USB stick modem which connects to the internet. So, as you can see, this is the main page of sentinAir device, and currently sentinAir is measuring these measures. Okay. In the first measure is the CO2 in ppm units, and the sensor is called ERCA1, and it is connected to the USB port called DEV-TTY USB1. The file where sentinAir stores the data is this one. The first part of file name is related to the device, which is sentinAir S3 in this case, and the second part is related to the time and the data when the measurement started. So if you click, you can see the data that sentinAir is storing currently. The first data are separated by semicolon each data. In the first place there is the date and the time, as you can see here. In the second place there is the data related to the ERCA1 sensor connected to the USB port called DEV-TTY USB1 and measuring CO2 in ppm units. Then there is the Nasus M9 board. The Nasus M9 board has on board the NO2 sensor, the O3, the ozone sensor, the SO2 sensor, and the temperature and relative humidity sensor. Therefore, if you read Nasus M9, this is the name of the board, then you read dev TTY USB 0. This is the USB port which Nasus M1 is connected to, and you read RH %. This is the measurement. In this case, it is the relative humidity in percentage, expressed in percentage, for example. In this case, we find the temperature in Celsius degrees measured by Nasus M1 connected to the USB port called dev TTY USB 0, for example. The board Nasus M9 gives out also the tension at the sensor electrodes. For example, this measurement is related to the auxiliary electrode of the NO2B4 sensor, and it is expressed in volts, and so on. Same thing for the other 3 sensors. Of course, the system elaborates also the NO2 concentrations, which you can find here in this position in ppbs, and the O3 concentrations, and also, of course, the SO2 concentrations. To download this file, you have to right click on the mouse and click on Save As. Save As. You can store it in the desktop, for example, and then you can open it with Excel, for example, but you can open it also with through MATLAB or through Origin Lab. You have to, if you choose to use Excel, you have to open the file like this. Go to Open, Desktop. You have to choose all the files, including TXT files, as it is in our example. And you have to select the file you have just downloaded. You press Open. You must select a delimited field, delimited by semicolon, like this. Go on, and that's it. You have on an Excel sheet all your data, as explained before. For example. Okay, let's go on. If you need to access the sentinAir system, you have to use an application like PUTTY, for example. You have to access sentinAir by typing the host IP, which is 192.168.4.1, and SSH connection, type of connection. Click on Open, and then you have to log in as root, which is more comfortable, like is written in this file. Root, press enter, and then the password is raspberry, and you must type raspberry. Then you are in the system. Once you are in the system, through the Wi-Fi link, you can set the date and the time of the system. If the system is connected to the internet through the USB stick modem, the system automatically updates the date and the time, so this operation is not really necessary. But if you connect if the system is not connected to internet, but you can access through the Wi-Fi link, you have to set the right date and the time through the command date. If you type date, the system gives you the current date, while if you have to set the date, you have to type the command date -s and the date, the current date, for example 2021/3, which is for March, /22, and the current time, for example 2 p.m., for example, in following this format: hour, minutes, and seconds, separated by the double point, and you have to press enter, and then the system responds you by giving the date and the time you have inserted. Then it is necessary to restart the system by typing the command reboot, or optionally you can shut down the system through the push boot button and restart it, but you can also type reboot and press enter, and that's it.